presentation is from 1 to teams. While I was writing down the PowerPoint, I wrote 1, but this was it came. So it could be from I to teams, which works well as the same. So I will try to, let's say, I will propose you a short walk from I to teams, or from 1 to teams. As you may notice, I'm Italian, so English is not my first language. This means that sometimes you will be exposed to my personal interpretation of English, which you can become tended or a little bit Italian because we are exposed to this version of mine. But if you don't understand something, please ask or raise your hands and ask. So first of all, what we are going to do, I would like to propose you a path from I, from 1 to groups, and 2 groups to teams. Okay, so what we will do. Then we will talk about what teams are, what we think we are. Do they exist? Do you think that teams exist in reality, in nature? Do you think they exist? Have you ever experienced them?
Teams in nature?
Yeah.
Would an ant colony be a team?
Yeah, could be.
Yes. You said nature.
I'm saying this because sometimes we use words, but we don't, let's say, we don't stick them to reality. So we say we are a team, but maybe we are a bunch of individuals on a subway train, which is not the same thing. Okay, so, and many times, especially in corporate life, how many of you come from a corporate environment? Okay. So many times I hear the word team and I see a group. Sometimes I see a team and nobody knows that there is a team there. So we will go through these words. Then we have a team model, just one among the most we have. And if we have time before the breaks, we will see also what teams can do. So first of all, from group to teams. While thinking of this presentation, it came to my mind all the groups I've been in my life. These are just an example of different groups, family, or... By the way, if you see these, which one of these you think is a team? And which one you think is a group?
Family is a group.
So you mean this one?
Okay. And what's that? Is that a soccer team over there or
This
football?
one? No, actually it's Boy Scouts.
Okay.
It could be a team.
That's kind of a team. Girls in the Boy Scouts.
What about these?
That's a group, I guess.
They're in front of Lego
Yeah.
thing, so I bet it's a team because they all put together.
Why do you say this? Because?
Because probably they all put that together. So we
Okay.
did Lego.
So
Maybe.
what Eugenia is saying is, just because we see an artifact here, something that maybe they accomplished, this could be a team, right? So maybe a team is something, oh, by the way, the path will be from 1, which is here, to here, which is a team. Okay, so what Eugenia said is, if there is a result, let's say an artifact or something that comes out from a group of persons, that's a team. Okay. What about you? How many groups have you been in your life? Think for a while. How many?
20?
20 groups?
Yeah.
Who offers more?
30.
30. Many groups. How many groups are you in nowadays?
Well, how do you define a group?
That's a good question. How do you define a group? Let's send you back the question because it's an interesting one.
Well, we're in a class and we're a group.
So this is a group. So for example, we are saying, okay, I put this here because I should write down on the slides because it's in the middle. Okay, from 1 to teams, groups are here. Okay, so I put it here. So a class is a group. Okay. Other kind of groups.
A mob.
Yeah.
Or a
It
group
Italian mob,
Yeah.
kind of soprano stuff. Love New Jersey, by the way.
That's a team that has a goal.
Or a group of
Sorry?
friends.
That's a team that has a
Do
goal.
they have a goal? Okay, we will discuss when a group becomes a team, but we can say, if you agree, that if you have a team, there should be a group. Right? Not the reverse is right, but if you have a team, there should be also a group.
They can evolve into a team.
So maybe you are saying that the mob can become a team or is a team. Other examples?
Friends.
Fans.
Family.
Family. Okay. And many others that you can think of. My third question is different group types. Okay, what's different in these groups?
To relationships,
What do you mean?
family, friends, interests, shared interests.
So something related to the, let's say, to the goal or to the interest of the group. By the way, how do you know you are in a group?
More than one.
I'd say more than 3.
Okay, but let's say right now, are you in a group right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How do you know that?
more than one.
Well, there's
We're all in the same room.
Sorry?
We're all in the same room.
You are in the same room. So
And we've been here before together.
criterion is we share a space, so we are a group. Do you agree with him, or other criteria I can use to say I'm in a group?
The group is generic, so we could be in a room and be a group, but we don't have to have everything common. In other words, I'm female, he's male. We don't have to have everything shared.
What if I say, okay, for the next exercise we divide in 2 groups, the group to my left and the group to my right. How many groups do you have here?
Two,
How do you know that?
because you just divided and subset us.
So, because I said this, you say I'm in a group.
You
I am in
defined
this
it.
group. Okay, so you see, I mean, it's enough that someone says, this is a group. In this case, let's say I'm the speaker, I'm a teacher, so you can say, okay, he says this, let's do it. But even if you say, I'm a New Yorker, I would like to be a New Yorker, I like New York, but I'm not. But if you say I'm a New Yorker, you just put yourself in the big group of New Yorkers. Okay? So what I was thinking is, every time there is a group, there is a bunch of individuals in a space, as you should say. Okay? So there is a kind of membership issue. Okay? So how do you say I'm a member? And we saw some examples. Someone told me, I feel like that, I feel like I am an Italian, and so on. I feel like a Mets fan, and so on. Okay. If you are a member of a group, there is also a group right now. So I have the group to my right and the group to my left, for example. Okay. So if I ask Eugene, in which group are you right now?
I would be in the right group.
In the right group.
You're right.
So in some way, Eugene was talking about his groupship. Okay. So basically, Eugene is a member of the right group in this classroom. And he's also a member of a bigger group, which is this classroom, and so on and so on. Okay, but what we have here is, let's say, 2 points. One is this, and the second one is this. Okay. So basically, this is what happens when some individuals go to a group. How do teams fit in this reasoning?
A group with a goal. I think you were saying that earlier. weren't you?
Result.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say for now that it's okay. When you take a group and this group as a result want to achieve something in a time, you have a team. What about success?
Successful.
Successful, yeah. Have you ever been in a successful team?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone? Yvonne is just the lucky one? Because it's beautiful to be in a successful team. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I would like to propose you right now is how do we move from here to there, and what are the advantages of staying on this side or on that side. So first of all, I would like to talk about what I call the Zorg philosophy. Zorg is a character of this film, which is The Fifth Element. Maybe someone of you saw him. And he says this sentence: if you want something done, do it yourself. Yeah. And he says this just before being blasted in his spaceship because he did something wrong, because he has a bomb in a case instead of having another thing which I don't remember what it is. So this is the philosophy of one. Okay, do it by yourself. What are the advantages of doing something by yourself?
You can control it.
You can control. Okay. What else?
You can see something from the beginning to the end. You can follow it all the way through.
So
Follow through.
follow through.
No stress.
No stress. Meaning that you have some other human beings around, they are
That's right.
stressful by definition. That's right.
That's right.
Other guess? Other considerations?
No egos.
No?
Cross egos.
No egos. No conflicting tension.
No conflicts? No.
I want to
No
do it my
conflicts.
way. He wants to do it his way.
Yeah.
Okay. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So if those are the advantages, I didn't ask you about the advantages of teams, but I'm proposing you some of them. This is a list of failures from 1992 to 2005. And these are big failures in terms of millions of dollars. Behind this failure, there is always an IT team. It's a team, a particular type of IT made of engineers, people thinking that technology is fun, it solves everything, but these are failures, please.
Now, these failures are talking about corporations and organizations.
Yes, corporation, for example, we have a ERP, resource planning system canceled after 45.5 million is spent and things like that. So teams failing. So this is something in favor of the Zorg philosophy. Do it by yourself. This is another example. This is Terry Child. This is a system engineer. He was setting up all the San Francisco network, 1,000 routers, and he refused to give the password for this 1,000 users to the auditor. So he was sentenced to 5 years last month, and the motivation is the Zorg philosophy. I did it, I protected it, and nobody has to touch it, right? So these are, let's say, negative motivations to leverage teams. This is the fiber one that Terry Childs was locked up. And these were the services, the 311 and so on. Just before we go to this slide and then we finish, what are the advantages of being a team, given what I already said?
Someone can check errors and check for deficiencies and second guess decisions.
What's the benefit of the second guess?
Checks and balances.
Sorry?
The checks and balances.
Checks and balances. So, in terms of, could we say that teams are safer, and when you have more complex tasks to do, it's better you use teams? Okay, so this is the pro. The pro is it's safer. If the task is complex, you have more brains. What's the side effect? Side effect is a little bit of stress, would say Eugene, in dealing with other individuals. A little bit of effort in having a direction, because the team, the problem with the team is that you need the vision, you need the goal, you say. So, and to reach the goal, you need direction for the team. So this is one of the models I was talking about, which just describe the team. And it says, every team has tasks to complete as goal, complex or more. And inside the team there is also a relationship issue between the members. And Tuchman's model back in the 60s, Bruce Tuchman produced this form which says, okay, a team when you start is in a forming phase, which is like we were before. After the forming phase, there is a storming phase where you, let's say, basically negotiate among individuals. Then there is a norming phase, then a performing, and then an adjourning. All of these phases are necessary if you want to perform. Many teams never go there. Many teams are stuck here, or stuck here, or stuck here. This is a performance, so this is not a team which is not doing anything. It's accomplishing something, but is not able to perform at the maximum level given the starting, say, given the smartness of the single individuals, given the constraints. Okay? If you want to be here, you need to, first of all, understand the model. Okay? And second, you need to think on two axes minimum. The first one is the task. What has to be done? Do we have the tools? The second one is relationship. Do we trust each other? Are there any conflict? And if there are conflict, are we able, or do we want to face them, or we want to avoid them, and so on. This is a relationship.
Is there a general area where teams fail? So 30% of teams that fail, they fail in the storming phase. Is there some sort of relationship there?
Oh, in my experience, especially in IT, is they fail on this area, so into this axis. So you have a bunch of individuals, very smart, very technical skills, and everything here, and they fail here. And you know they fail here there because when you go after the disaster, you go after the disaster and you say, why did this happen? And you go like airlines that do when there is a disaster, you go, and you cannot explain why, because you say, I had the smartest guy, I had the budget, I have everything. Why did they fail? Usually if you cannot explain a team failure, there is a relationship issue. Terry Child, which I mentioned before, had a very, very, very bad relationship with his boss, with his manager. So he knew that. Did his boss knew about Terry Child, about the relationship? Probably not. And that led to disaster. What happens if a team works? If a company leverages on team? In other words, is there a company which is based on the time-tested team standard, let's say for 40 years, constantly profitable? Because every time you say teams, someone says, oh, they cost, do they guarantee results, and so on. Which is not on the stock market, because there is something out of control if you are on the stock market, which has more than 8,000 employees, and which is among the 114 companies people want to work for in the last 12 years. And do you think does such companies exist? Do you know what it is? The name is Gore, the one that Gore-Tex, and this is the foundry back in the 1958. And it's still profitable, it's still around, it's in Delaware, and I don't know, I mean, I don't work for them, but I would love, in my, let's say, in my 30s, my 20s, I would have loved to work for a company like this. What about you? Would you like to work for a company which is like that?
Well, I think the success in teams is based on how high management sets the standards. Because there's a lot of teams and companies and they don't work well. For example, BP.
But if this existed, would you love it or not?
Absolutely.